Fishing trips anywhere, anytime. FishingBooker.com.
Welcome to the Habitat Podcast, the podcast for wildlife habitat management, hunting strategy, and land stewardship. And now, your host, Jared Van Hees.
Welcome to the Habitat Podcast.
Welcome back, guys, to the Habitat Podcast. Jared here from Canada and Sault Ste. Marie, heading fishing into the great outdoors for the next week. We have a great episode for you here today. We have CJ from Maryland on the Deer Camp podcast with Andy. We talk about CJ moved out to the country with his family. We talk about 80 acres he hunts on and just the way he lives his life there in Maryland. There's some big deer in Maryland. We've done some land plans in Maryland. We'll be back again soon with more episodes coming your way. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Hey guys, Al here, Vitalize Seed. I hope you all are doing well. So we got a lot of new things happening at Vitalize this year, and I wanted to highlight some of those. First off, we got a brand new website. We just added a chat feature to that website so you can get your answers to your questions in real time or as fast as possible. Those actually come directly to us, so we can answer those questions, as well as has some auto answer features for those frequently asked questions. So trying to further increase the customer service that we offer. Number two is we are offering bundles now. So we got a lot of questions about people trying to piecemeal things together. So we took the guesswork out of it for you. You want a fertility bundle? Add that to your cart, and it gives you all of our natural fertility products in one place. We also are adding bulk pricing. So been asked about this in the past, and we've done some, kind of one-off things. But for those people who are buying, 5, 10, 15 acres, depending on the product, we're going to be offering some bulk pricing options for that. So right now we got that up on Nitro Boost. We also are going to have that up for the Clover, Chicory, and Oats offering, and might expand that to other offerings as well. Other things are new products. So we got our annual Clover. That's a fantastic product for frost seeding and also for this early spring, especially for those who still want to plant Nitro Boost. They want to get that annual Clover established. You could go in and drill your Nitro Boost right through it, broadcast through it, mow it off, spray it off, etc. We got our Premium Clover Plus. I'm using that on all my logging trails. That's a fantastic product. I'm also using that often with our Clover, Chicory, and Oats mix. So I might use Clover, Chicory, Oats in the first year on my logging trails like I did last fall. Let those oats come in, they'll die off, and then I can frost seed my Premium Clover and Chicory over top of those trails now. So those are areas where I want a perennial crop growing. So I'm using that mix. And then we added our brassica mix as well. We, of course, have our seed feed and seed armor. Those are selling fantastic, and various other products, guys. So please check us out at vitalizeseed.com. We sure do appreciate you, and we're looking forward to a fantastic 2025.
Oh yeah, no, good. Just busy time of year for us. Busy. Everybody, I'm an electrical contractor, so we live in a pretty heavily tourist area, so a lot of second homes, and of course everybody comes in for the 4th. So
I'm sure. Yeah.
So
yeah.
everybody, they want it done, and they want it done now. So been busy, but yeah.
That's how it always is.
That's right. What about you? What have you been up to, man?
Man, just working. Me and my wife, we started our own property maintenance company about 5 years ago and took it on full time 4 years ago.
Good for you.
Thanks, man. Before that, I was in HVAC.
Okay. All right.
Journeyman in HVAC. My brother, he just got his master's for electrical, so.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We're in that blue collar. I got tired of working for some asshole boss,
I did too, and then I became that asshole boss.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, you might as well go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody here.
All right. Well, I'm no one special, but my name is CJ Wilson. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and that's basically it about me.
That's all right. Cool. I'm nobody special either. I just got a podcast.
Yeah, right.
It don't mean nothing. There's you,
Yeah, right.
you, me, and 4 people are listening right now. So
hey, man, that's awesome. Shout out.
Heck yeah. But yeah, so I put out there, I was looking for some guests, and you messaged me, and sounds like you got some pretty cool stuff going on out there in Maryland.
Dude, yeah, man. I got lucky enough. Me and my wife, we moved out here in more the countryside, Western Maryland. It's called Westminster, Maryland. It's I'm probably 45 minutes northwest of Baltimore City.
Okay.
So I grew up kind of right outside the city. So once I had my son, he's 4 now, we had to get up out of there. So
Yeah.
when I moved to kind of like off a lane. I'm in like the countryside, and across the street from me, the farmer, he's got about 80 acres and probably a little bit more than that. That he owns, and we linked up, and he's like, "Hey, do you hunt?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you come over here and do some crop damage for me? Because these deer are tearing my shit up." I'm like, "I
Okay.
sure can," and that's how it all really started for me.
Okay. Heck yeah. How did your season go last year?
It went pretty good. So turkey's great here. I tagged out within like 2 weeks here. Um, and then I shot one of the decent sized bucks I've been looking at for the last year. Last summer I was been patterning these bucks, and was able to play to my advantage, and he walked right into where I thought he would be. And that was opening day, like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
I shot that buck, but
So you
yeah,
read the
that was
script.
read
You
the
read the
script.
script. It came right in. Isn't it's so cool when that actually happens? Doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, man, it is awesome.
Man, I'd like to think that I played it right, but it could have been luck too.
Hey,
Who knows?
no, no, take it, take it. You got to take the win when you got the win. That's for sure. Um,
That's right, man.
Heck yeah. Well, that's cool, dude. That's awesome. So you got permission on 80 acres across the street. You said.
Dude, literally, yeah, literally right across the street from my house. Um, it's kind of blessing in disguise. So before growing up, my grandfather, he's a big hunter. He's 81 now, so he doesn't get to really go out as much as, he used to. And then I started hunting when I was when I was young. I was 10 years old when I first got my hunter safety card and stuff here in Maryland. And I didn't really do too much. My stepdad got me a bow when I was probably, I don't know, 8, something like that. And we'd go to the bow range up the street from us. Did little competitions, with the other kids my age. And I really liked shooting. But as I got older, I kind of got out of it, with girls and sports. I was real big into football. So all fall was, football, nothing else. So as the years went by, now I'm in high school, right? So now I'm chasing girls and still playing football. Never really cared for hunting. The only thing I like knew of hunting was my stepdad and my brother. They got on a lease down on the Eastern Shore. It's called Salisbury, Maryland. Um, but it's your basic hunting camp. Old guys come. There's I don't know 30 hunters there. I forget how many acres it is, but you only get 2 spots at this place, so it doesn't matter what the wind's doing. You can't play the wind. It's just you wake up, go to your spot, whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? So,
So
I think
it's a classic old school deer camp because I remember those days. Like you had your spot, that was it. It didn't matter. You just hunted it, whether it was
yeah,
right or wrong or in between.
that's right.
Ah.
Yeah, man, that's how it was. And when I was younger, I didn't really want to. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't want to kill anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't care to, but I went because I knew it made my little brother and my stepdad happy that I was going with them. Um, So then after high school, I started riding dirt bikes, racing dirt bikes full time, and I never not full time, but that was my weekends, and I
Okay.
never went hunting. But yeah, that deer camp, man, it's cool. I still go there every opening rifle weekend. We go for the week to hang out, but yeah, it kind of sucks, man. It sucks that yeah, I love the camaraderie. I love hanging out with
Yep.
everybody, but I hate that you can only go certain places, no matter what the wind is. So that's a disadvantage there, but still fun.
So tell me about this dirt bike riding that you're racing that you did. How long were you doing that? And tell me all about that.
Oh man. So I'm 34 now. I feel like I've lived so many different lives. So
Wait till you get to
um
my age of 44, get 10 more years on it, and you'll really think that
oh
you've lived a
man,
million lives.
you're
Dude,
44, man.
I'm
I was thinking
44.
35 at least.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. I will take it. Thank you.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
I'm an old man, dude. But yeah, no, exactly. It was dude, I mean, I used to be a full-time farmer and now I'm an electrical contractor. I
Really?
was an electrician before that, but yeah, no, it's life goes all over the place. Yeah, I live on our family farm, which is now just a
Nice.
deer hunting farm. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Anyway, bought the dirt bikes, dude.
Yeah, back to that. So when I was little, I always had like a dirt bike and stuff like that. I never really got to race like I wanted to. We'd get bikes and then they would get stolen and sports and stuff. So after high school, I bought myself a new 250 and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this more. So I went to a couple races, didn't too bad, but that was like a new thing for me. I wanted to always playing on football teams and playing as a team. This was like a new way of, just me, against like all these other guys. Um, so I did that for a while. I sucked at first, I could hit jumps, but these kids were just so fast. And I did that for like 4 years and I got better. I went from being like, almost dead last, kids always last every race, to being like in the top 10 every weekend. So that was like a thing me and my stepdad did together for a while. And then I stopped doing that because I was in a band too. This is where my, my life changes. And we started touring more and got signed to a label. And
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, so from like 21 to 26, I was full-time musician, touring the world, living the life. So again, at that point, I wasn't doing little to no hunting at all.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, got out of that, man. Joined the HVAC crew and got licensed in that. And then during that time, my grandfather. So I haven't been hunting in a while up to this time. My grandfather, like I said, he's old. He's 81 now. But I think I was probably 30, 31. He said, "Hey, you want to go hunt with me? I'm getting older. I need some help with some stuff." So yeah, I'll go with you, Pop. So I went out with him, and that's when I shot my first doe. We were sitting there. Doe comes out. I'm like, "All right, I'll shoot it." Shot it. He's like, "You want to go down and check it out?" And I'm like, "No, I'm okay. Let's just wait and see what happens." Because we still have some daylight. And sure enough, to my left, here comes this 10-point buck. I'm walking up the hill. Perfect, dude. And he's like, "Shoot that thing." So I was like, "Oh, snap." Shot him. And then ever since then, I've been hooked. The adrenaline has been through me. I don't do nothing else. I feel like I tell my wife, I said, I only started this company here so I can make my own hunting hours. You know what I mean? But that was a pretty special time. That was like during COVID, and people were fighting each other at the grocery store for meat and shit, and
Yup.
everything was going crazy. So it really hit me, spending the time, killed 2 deer, basically my first sit, actually hunting, not just sitting in a tree stand, hoping deer don't come by. And but it hit me when I got my meat back from the processor and just had two giant bags of deer meat. Be able to bring that home to my wife is just like it just gave me a feeling of satisfaction I never had before. And
Okay.
so ever since I've kind of been hooked to it. Now that I'm here with the 80 acres across the street, I'm learning how, everything from just instead of just sitting there hoping the deer comes by. Um,
Okay.
I've been head first into it.
Have
Listen
you
to
been
podcasts like yours.
okay, I appreciate that. Have you
Yeah.
been are you doing habitat work over on there at all? Has the farmer let you do anything or is it all strictly just hunting?
Strictly just hunting. I've offered to
Okay.
help him. He's just one guy and he's got two younger daughters.
Okay.
So, he's out there doing it. To him, he said he's a hobby farmer because he's on the small scale. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I don't
Okay.
know, but I do all kind of stuff for him. Uh, I'm on a road with like four other houses with his included, and we all help each other out, do a bunch of things. But I would love to get into farming, like sitting around a campfire talking about how like the corn stalks work and you
You
know
know,
all of it it just seems very interesting to me.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fun, man. I if there was any money in it, I'd probably still be doing it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he says. He's like, man, seems like seems pretty hard to make a buck for sure.
Yo.
How long
What
have how long were
what's
you
that?
doing it for?
Oh, we'll see here. The farm has been it was my stepdad's farm first. So he got back in the 60s, I think. Late
Oh wow.
60s, all the way through. It was a big uh he was a big hog, had like a big hog production here. So he did,
Oh
cast.
really?
Yeah, so there was like we came in, my mom met him, I think, like, oh god, I was like 15 or 16, and he was at the end of the having hog. I think he had like 20 hogs left or something like that. At one point
Right.
he had hundreds of them. I mean, the barns were all set up for it. It was crazy, dude. It was a cool thing. But he so they had that, and then we after I got out of high school, in 2000, they opened up a farm market. So we built a building, put in a farm market, had a bakery, did fresh market vegetables, did all that, and we were just too early for that, for people actually wanting to spend money on that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Now,
We were in the, you couldn't give away three zucchini for $1, and now people pay, especially where we're at up here in old yuppie
right.
liberal tourist land.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah. Sounds scary.
yeah,
That's
it's like
awesome though.
it's a catch 22, man. I hate it, but if I didn't have those people here, I probably wouldn't make the living I make. So
That's
you
right.
know,
That's
gotta
right.
do.
I I try not to get too political, dude. This shit's all over the place. I don't know. I won't go too deep into that.
Yeah, right on. I'm with you. I'm with you. So, tell me more about do you like rifle hunting or bow hunting more? What's your favorite?
Man, bow hunting is definitely my favorite.
Okay.
So when I got the permission to come over here and hunt, I was like, yeah, man. So what I do? I'm trying to think of my dates here. Anyway, I went out and bought a bow because, like I said, when I was younger, I had a bow. Did some shooting competitions and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. It would be like 5 other kids, and it was on Sundays. We'd all get together and shoot, and they give out trophies and stuff like that. So I always loved doing it. And then I haven't shot a bow in forever, and I see, I watch like all the Seek One, the Hunting Public, all them guys, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get a bow. So I went and got a bow. I only have like a single cam Matthews DXT, nothing crazy. I picked it off this kid for basically nothing, and
Okay.
that's what I've been shooting all my deer with. That, and it works wonders. But I would definitely the I like bow hunting more. To answer your question.
Okay. Yep. Got you. No, all good. So tell me about your business, man. You started what did you say, a property maintenance company?
Yeah, we're property maintenance. Right now we do like a lot of like lawn cutting, um,
Okay.
mulching. We do a lot of pressure washing and soft washing. Um, and I still do like HVAC when it comes. Um I don't really market for that anymore.
Okay.
But today I actually went out on 2 calls for new AC. Today in Maryland it was like almost 100 degrees. So it came out of nowhere quick. Everyone was calling. Um,
We've we've been in that same boat, my friend. It's been, I think today was like 92, 99 yesterday, 99 the day before. It's been brutal because I don't like heat, man. I'm a big guy. I don't like heat.
yeah,
You can
dude.
have
And you know what? I'm pretty used to the heat, but like I said, it's been like low 80s, and then all of a sudden it jumps up to 98 out of nowhere. But all week it's supposed to be like that. So, um, but yeah, we do all kind of stuff, man. Whatever makes money, I'm doing it.
heck yeah. Hey, that's a man of many talents right there that can do lots of things and make lots of money.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. It's kind of cool, man. I feel like all my stars aligned when I moved up here. Um, because I was doing it kind of on the side with the HVAC thing. And then I met an old man that lives up here that he had a couple contracts that he was trying to get out of because he was getting old. He couldn't do it no more. And I was like, well, I'll take him over. So I took him over, and that's how I've been building off that.
Okay.
But I'd mostly just do like a lot of like mowing and stuff. I don't mind it. I like it. We go, we stripe houses, make them look like golf courses. But that wasn't really the plan, the vision I had for this company. But hey, it's a foot in the door for me to get started. So that's where we're at right now. We'll
Do
see where
you
it takes us.
guys have any employees or just you guys?
Yeah, I have two. One actually, he's leaving this week. He's starting. He just got out of high school. He's been with me since he was like 14.
Okay.
Just my trimmer guy.
Yeah.
During the summers, and now he's going to the union for electrical. So he
Okay.
starts that this week coming up.
All right.
But yeah, when I'm doing, I just framed out my basement and ran all my electrical and put in my boxes and stuff like that. I'm like, hey man, you can give me a hand. You want to give me a hand how to learn how to do some of this stuff before? He's like, oh yeah, yeah. But then he's like, oh, I gotta go. My girl's calling. Or, funny.
That sounds like the kids I know.
Yeah. But he was a
Oh,
hard worker cutting grass for me. So, but yeah, so now I'm down to one guy. We're still small, but we put out a lot of good, numbers. Just me and
okay.
my one guy. So, I try not to grow too quickly.
No, and there's no, there's really, you find that fine line. Like I've got, what do I have? Where am I at right now? I think I got 4 employees four employees at the moment. So,
Yeah,
it's manageable, dude. I got, you get more. Yeah, you might make more money, but you got more headache and you got more. And there's a sweet spot. I don't know where it is, but I haven't
yeah,
found it yet.
that's what I had to figure out. It's definitely a sweet spot. Yeah, you could have more guys, but then that's more overhead now that you have to pay out for them guys. So, we'll see. If I got bigger jobs, I need more people. I have another crew that they kind of do their own thing that I was,
Okay.
kind of sub out and work with us. So we make it work.
Dude, I like that actually. I do that with a couple other smaller electrical contractors up here in northern Michigan. We'll work together. Like I got one of his guys or one of the electrical contractors guys. I've had him for like a year subbed in. He
Yeah,
just it works good, man. It works good, and then we can bounce back and forth. And I actually have I've got a business partner. We're divided. You probably don't know Traverse City at all, but we're it's a peninsula with there's a bay, two bays in the middle of it. And so I'm like on the left side of it doing that, and he's on the right side. So
oh
works out
wow,
well. It's probably about 45-minute drive from my place to his. So we're not
yeah,
overlapping and we're covering more ground. So it works well.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's good when you got a good system like that
What
for sure.
let's jump back. Let's jump into some habitat stuff, man.
Yeah,
What's
dude.
that property like across the street that you're hunting?
So it's a bunch of ag, and then in between the fields, it's kind of shaped like a boot, kind of.
Okay.
Um, it's ag field. We got beans, we got corn, and then we got a nice hedgerow and some areas of woods. And then surrounding that is other properties, ag fields and stuff like that. Um, so I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Just a couple of cornfields and some little bit of woods, nothing crazy.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So what's your like, I mean, what's your favorite spot to like kind of hunt on it?
Man, it's weird. So
Like, do you have it figured out on where the deer are coming out and everything?
now I feel like I got a better situation going on now. Again, when I first started hunting here, it was really like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna teach myself. I'm gonna go out here and just try to figure out, take tips off what I get off, podcasts and YouTube. I really want to learn how to hunt. I don't want to just show up in a tree stand and hope something walks by.
What's
So
woodsmanship?
yeah, learning the woodsmanship, man. That's really all I've been doing, and it's awesome. It's a good feeling when shit works out. So here it's weird access points, because you walk through here, you got deer in the field. So I way out where I'm at, I'm like south of it, and if I walk down, I'm right in the fields. So I have to like do a whole journey to loop through to try not to be seen. It's hard to explain, but everywhere I was hunting the last 2 years, I realized that they're not there, right? So I finally found their bedding, where I've been watching the mature bucks, always coming out of at night. So, learning the switching, the summer fall patterns, how they switch from there. Um, so I think I got them pretty dialed now. But now that I say that, this year, September comes around, it's going to be totally wrong.
When can you guys start hunting in Maryland? When's your season
Se-
open?
September 6th.
Oh shit! So you guys get velvet bucks.
Oh yeah, so the 8 point I shot last year on opening day, it was a nice velvet.
Okay, full velvet, hadn't stripped yet or anything.
No, full velvet, full
Right.
velvet. It was cool, man. I'll tell you a story about that guy.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It was him and another buck that I've been watching because I'll go sit out there. Um, I got a crop damage, so I'll sit out there and I'll watch, and then every night around this time, what time is it now? It's 8:30 here in Maryland right now. I'd watch him coming out of this finger every night. So I'm like, man, I think he's right there, but it would only come out this direction on like a west wind. So it was an east wind on opening day, and I'm like, well, I can't set up where I want to. So I went on the whole other side of the property, thinking maybe because they were always coming with the wind at their back, obviously. Wherever the wind was, that's the direction they were walking away from. So this other place on this property I never hunted before, never even walked back there. I just kind of figured out where they were bedding and set up on the east side of that. And then sure enough, not even an hour in the stand, he comes walking through 20 yards. I'll tell you what, I thought he was the bigger one. They look a lot bigger from the stand, I'll tell you that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. I mean, he's not small, but he's not like, your what do you call that? Kansas City, Kansas buck.
Yep, yep. Hey, I'm in
But
Michigan, man. I understand.
yeah. But definitely the biggest buck I have to date. I have one 10 point and then this 8 point. He's probably my biggest. So now my goal is to, keep climbing the ladder, try to get bigger. But I'm not too picky, man. I mean, you see all these shows and people are dropping hammers. Some places ain't got them. Some places do, but it's not a lot from what
Well,
I
yeah,
see.
you can't base. Nah, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm throwing a bullshit number out there. I'd say 90% of the places don't have the deer that we see on the Outdoor Channel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Iowa bucks and the Kansas bucks and and not every spot in those states have those deer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of,
Right.
I remember watching when I was a kid watching Real Tree Outdoors or whatever, Monster Bucks or whatever it was, and it was like, oh, you can go kill a booner in 10 minutes. You just go
Yeah.
sit in your stand and they walk in front of you.
Dude, my stepdad used to watch it all the time, and I'd be asking questions like, how did how did he do that? And he was like, oh, well, he knows where that deer's going to be, And I'm like, how does he know where this deer's going to be? What, has he got a collar on him? Like I didn't understand. Like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, the time, the day, like basically just telling me like, they probably been watching this deer or, you know, finding his bedding and all that stuff. But to me, it seemed like you're saying the guys just set up and, oh, here's one, and they kill it and that's it. But I was little, I just didn't understand at all, like how they did it.
Guys, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Morse Nursery. I've been planting Morse Nursery trees from their nursery here in Michigan since I've been doing habitat work on the 15 acres. Right before I sold the 15, I had my apple trees budding and dropping apples. I had my chestnut trees dropping chestnuts, my crabs, the pears. Guys, Morse Nursery has been around for a very long time. Charlie Morse used to run the show, and man, their tree stock is unbelievable. MorseNursery.com. Fall is the time to place your orders for the spring. Whether you want chestnuts, persimmon, apple trees, pears, oak trees, or any tree and shrub protection. They even offer a survival kit for $10. that will warranty your tree. You do everything right and it's still, you get the drought or whatever, you still have a warranty. Morse Nursery offers that. Guys, they have starter bundles. They have a hardiness zone map on the website. Morse Nursery is my go-to spot for wildlife trees. I'll be picking up a load of the oldest trees I can get and bringing them down to a client of mine in Iowa and Illinois here very soon. I think if anybody's interested in cold hardy trees, tough trees, good genetic trees that have stood the test of time, check out morsenursery.com. We even have a code. If you're on Morse Nursery's website, you want to save some money, use code Habitat10. That's 10% off. We even also offer some dealer pricing. Habitat Podcast, we are a dealer for Morse Nursery. If you're interested in getting a good a good orchard set up on your property, let us know. We'll be happy to help. Guys, check them out, morsenursery.com, Habitat 10.
So the hunting camp that you're talking about, tell me just kind of like, let's talk about that, since that's, deer camp is kind of my thing.
Yeah, man.
What is it like a club or what? I guess just why don't you just explain the whole thing?
Yeah, the club has been there. I want to say from the 60s. So my stepdad and my brother, they were introduced to there first. They got in. I forget who got them in there, but I think there's like 30 members. I joined it a couple years after them. But the club is, your club. We all have campers. We park our campers down there. We leave them down all year. Just a bunch of guys. We get together, go out. We make big dinners so during rifle season is when everyone comes down. So like the first week of rifle, everyone goes down there, shoots the shit, drinks beer, and then they go hunting. But again, it's cool. I like going. I like sitting. Last year, man, I had a heartbreaker. So I have a 350 Legend that my grandfather bought me for my birthday or something like that. And then I had an old hand-me-down Marlin 3030. So the week was coming for the rifle opener, and I was cleaning my guns. And I was like, this one case I have for my 3030 is like all busted up. And I was like, I'll just take my 350, no big deal. I don't need two guns. But I get down there, first morning, I go look at my case, and I forgot the bolt to my gun. I must have took it out and cleaned it and just forgot to put it back in. So that was a real burner there. My stepdad was like, here, I got the shotgun. It had a scope on it. He's like, you can use this. I'm like, and I hate using other people's stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. And I can tell you from always being down there, I don't think I've ever seen a buck on this property. Again, it's not like you can really hunt it, the way that we would probably like to. But my uncle wasn't there, and I was like, oh, I'll go try this other spot. And I was like, my dad's like, all right, we'll take the gun, you'll be all right. I go in this spot, and sure enough, probably the biggest buck that's ever walked out in front of me walks out. A nice 7-pointer. His brown times were, I don't know, they looked like they were like 10 inches long. It was a beautiful deer. And I got a shot on him. He jumped and ran off. And, I gave it a little bit, got down, looked, and I found a little piece of bone and a little bit of blood, nothing crazy. And we tracked this deer forever for like 2 days. And we could never find them. I think I maybe just grazed them or something, but it was
Maybe in the brisket or something.
Yeah.
I've had that same situation happen to me. Chased him forever, and I think I'd hit him just in the brisket. It got a little bone, a little bit of blood, and there'd be like drops of blood every so often.
Yeah, dude.
I've been there.
It sucked because I didn't have my gun. If I had my gun, I think I would have been all right. But yeah, man, I was really heartbroken. We didn't call a dog or nothing. I was going to, but the guy that we usually use down there, there's like no cell phone service down there either, so it sucks. He wasn't available, and then I had a big job I was doing the next day, and I was like, dude, so my brother, my uncle, and my dad, they went looking, and they're like, nah, man, I think this deer's still alive. And I was like, I hope so. But he was beautiful, man. Just the way his rack looked, he just looked like a nice deer. So that was a real heartbreak. Not being able to find them is like the worst feeling.
Yeah, yes, that is a terrible. I've been there more times than I really want to count, but yeah, that's there. So do you guys stay down there at
Yeah,
camp?
dude. We stayed down there for like the week. Um, it's really kind of swampy, like sandy. I would like to go down there like when bow starts up in September, but man, you got chiggers down there real bad and ticks out the wazoo. I mean, I spray down like crazy, but even when we go turkey hunting down there, I mean, you're picking ticks off you left and right. It so that part sucks about it, but deer season is awesome. We all got four wheelers. That's another thing. Everyone just blasted their four wheelers through the trails. I don't even do that no more. I'll walk a mile through my stand and just hopes whatever's around I don't spook out of there. But these guys, they hunt, but they don't hunt like how they don't hunt. You know what I mean? This is their weekend to go
They
out to
sit, they sit, they sit. That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what they go to their spot and they sit, and if something walks in front of them, they'll shoot it. But I know that is you are talking about Michigan rifle hunters to a T right there. That is
really.
that. Oh yeah. At least the old school way. I mean, at least how I grew up at the deer camp I went to. It was everybody. I mean, everyone had shacks. They built shacks out in the woods. And whether it was a good spot or not, it didn't matter because back when these shacks were built, you could bait, and so you just put your bait out at 80 yards and you sat in your shack until you hope something come into it. Well, we all
Yeah,
know that them big deer don't come into it. You might get some does and some little yearling bucks, but them big doe bucks ain't coming in there till after dark because they know what it is. Wait a minute, now there's a pile of apples here.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And that's another thing. Yeah, we bait the shit up of out there,
Okay.
and here obviously I don't do that here because I mean they got ag, they got everything they want here. They got acorns out the wazoo out here. Um, that's like another thing I want to learn how to do everything without baiting, where the woodsmanship comes in, like we talked about earlier. Um, now and before, like I've always hunted private. I never really hunted public. This past year has been like the first year I hunted public. Um, I didn't want to go out there being like some noob going in and ruining people's hunts. You know what I mean? Not
Mm-hmm.
having the right etiquette or and stuff like that. So, um, so like I said, I mow a couple lawns right up. It's a reservoir about 10 minutes down the street from me, and it's all state land and it's all public hunting there. Bow only. No rifles or anything. So that's nice. You can bow hunt there all year. Well, not all year, but all season. Um, but my client, his yard backs right up to it. I'm like, hey man, can I park here and just walk through your yard instead of going where everyone else is going? Yeah, go for it. My wife sees big deer here all the time, big bucks. I'm like, oh shit, all right. But the first time I sat there, I wasn't sure where I was gonna go. Um, it was like a day. That same morning, I found this giant rub, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit somewhere around here. Not really knowing. Sat on the ground real early in the morning. I forget. It's probably in November, and then right, I got in early. It's still dark. Got in like an hour before dark, maybe more than that. I was excited to be out there. I wanted to claim my spot. And then shit, 20 minutes before daylight comes, here comes this other guy coming through the woods. I hear him throw up his platform. And he's probably, I don't know, 150 yards away from me down like on the other side of this drainage. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whatever. And no doubt, here comes this big old spike. As soon as daybreak, he comes up. I let him walk. And then the next thing I know, probably 80 yards away, this giant tank comes walking back through with him, with the spike, comes through, and that hunter across, that deer must have walked under him, and he shot it. And I was so upset. I was like, man, are you kidding? If I was just sat over, I don't know, 50 more yards, I could have smoked him. But it was that's I was like, all right, I'm gonna give public more of a chance. And now I feel like I'm being like Dan the insult. I'm walking through here through the public trying to find good spots, and that's another dude I listen to a lot. And I try to put the info
Dan's a good dude. Dan's a badass hunter and a good dude.
Yeah, man. I try to take what he says, and I go out in this public and I try to find some good spots. And I think I have. I think I got a couple good spots this year. So now I just got to get I got signed. I now I just need to go out and physically get my eyes on something. And here
Okay.
we can't hang we can't hang cameras, but you go in there, you see people hanging cameras.
You can't have like no cameras at all in Maryland, or just on the public piece.
Just on public. Just
Okay.
on public.
Okay.
Yeah. But some people try to sneak it, but yeah. So I'll stay out in the 100-degree weather and scout. I try to as much as I possibly can. If it's a rain day, now I'm not working that day. I'm in the woods. You know what I mean? Trying to
Okay.
find something.
So down at camp there, what do you guys like? Do you guys do big meals together every night, or what do you guys
Oh
do at
yeah,
camp?
we got this guy Mikey, and that dude's a cook. We
All right.
set up those big, like those big white event tents.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We'll set that up at his camper, and we got a skillet in there. We got everything you can think of in there, coffee pots. But every morning he cooks a giant breakfast. At lunchtime he cooks a giant lunch, and at dinner time he'll cook a bunch of dinner. We all bring the food, and he cooks it. Um, and then we have some nights where we go out and go to a restaurant somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, man, we all sit around the fire. The much bullshit that these guys talk. I'm surprised some of these guys, man, they need thick skin. They need to know leave their feelings at the gate before they come in sometimes.
I believe that, dude. You get a bunch of guys together sitting around a fire having a couple beers. The shit's gonna get talked.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I mean, it's a lot of different walks of life too.
Dude,
These
you
guys.
need that. You need that. Guys need that in their life. We need that male bonding. We need that camaraderie of deer camp. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
you kind of think about it, deer camps have kind of semi gone away, and we've gotten a lot of goddamn hipsters.
Yeah, dude, you ain't lying, and it's cool because this camp, I pay it's $350 a year, which is
Okay.
nothing.
No, it's
You know,
cheap.
everywhere else down here they want like 1,500, 2,500. I mean, it's crazy. Um, so it's a sweet spot. It is a good time. Um, again, there I'm trying to pattern deer there. It's just so hard. I just don't even know where to start there. Again, because it's 2 hours away, so I don't really have a lot of time to get down there. But it's cool. My son, he's 4 now. He'll be 5 in January, and he loves deer and anything about deer. If I shoot one, we'll bring it up, and me and my wife we process all of our own deer here in the garage.
Okay.
Um, just like you said, your family doing the farmers market stuff. My wife, we moved out to the country. She's doing her sourdough bread. We have 20 chickens
That's
now.
Heck yeah, dude. Sounds like my place. That's like the new white girl thing is sourdough bread. My wife's doing it too, so I'm right there with you. She started a whole thing. She got Hutch Oven on Instagram. She's selling some little loaf here and there. I mean, it's white girl
Oh,
summer for that stuff.
oh yeah, man. These
It's damn good. I can't keep my goddamn hands off it either. I said you got to stop making this shit because it is
oh, I
good.
know. Yeah. So don't be mad when I'm 30 pounds heavier. But now my wife's a good cook all the way around. And then now out here, she does all a bunch of stuff. She, like you said, she got the rest of her white girls out here that do the same thing, and they trade different stuff. Like we trade a lot of eggs for this. Her one friend makes like a bunch of these like crazy like cinnamon roll things. So
Damn.
we got some trading going on down here. But it's cool. I got a deer processor literally, I don't know, 400 yards away from me, but we take it right here. My wife loves skinning deer and doing all that. So
Dude, so does mine. It's awesome, man. It's like I'll do the hack and slash, and she'll do like cutting all the silver skin off and doing all the part that I don't have the patience for because I'll just grind that shit and eat it. I don't care. But
yeah.
yeah, what do you make with your venison?
Oh man, she makes anything you can make with it. You can give her a couple of ingredients and have her like make something and she'll whip it up. I don't know how she does it, but she makes like we eat a lot of like spaghetti with venison. What else? She makes pot roast. A lot of different things. She makes this thing with noodles, and I can't even explain it. The onion it's banging. I always tell her she needs to open up her own restaurant. So
All
every time
right.
she cooks something good, I'm like, you know what? You need to add this to your menu. So it's funny now. So every time I eat something good, I say, you know what? She's like, let me guess. I need to put it on the menu. I'm like, yeah. I don't know what you're doing. Get us get some money rolling in here. But it's cool, because I go out and get the deer, bring it in. She's a part of it, cutting it up. She acts like I'm bothering her. Like some days she's like, please don't get one tonight. I'm like, all right. And then I'll get it and she'll come out. I'm like, all right, let's do it. But she makes banging jerky,
Okay.
perfect jerky, nothing dried out, nice chunky, juicy pieces.
Hell yeah.
She also processes the turkey that I bring here. How was turkey hunting for you this year?
City. Ain't telling you.
Yeah,
It
me
was
neither.
we went to um we put up my buddy Kevin and I had a little turkey, like a kids turkey camp. And so we took
Yeah,
our boys, and then Kevin's brother Drew was there and he brought his son. And then our buddy Byron came up and we did this little weekend turkey camp thing. Camped out, went turkey on. One turkey was killed. Kevin did kill a bird, but my son, we ran around. He doesn't quite have the patience yet, but he's
yeah.
getting close. So,
I tell you, yeah.
but I
My
didn't try
my
that hard either. That was about the only time I hunted was that weekend. I'm so busy this time of year that I just can't, it's hard to turkey hunt.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. If I literally didn't go across the street from my house, I'd be like no time to do anything. Um, I got humbled really hard this year because the last 2 years I tagged out within like 2 weeks. Um, and I stumbled across turkey hunting. I went turkey hunting like twice before with my grandfather when I was like 10 or 11. Down in the Eastern Shore where I was telling you where all the ticks were. Um, that turned me off turkey hunting. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's another thing too, man. It's there's a lot of nasty bugs out that time of year, and you don't get that in November, October,
Yeah.
November.
Uh-uh. Even up here, my house, the ticks aren't bad at all. Like I won't even, I mean, I probably should, but I don't spray down or nothing like that. And I'll go out in the woods and I come home, nothing. I step out of the truck down the Eastern Shore and I'm already covered in ticks. It's weird. But I got back into turkey hunting because when this guy, my neighbor told me I could hunt his property, I went down, I was checking out some stands, and this was probably like early April. And I found a couple that I guess previous guys that used to hunt here, they have like ladder stands set up everywhere. So I was sitting in one, watching some deer. I'm like, all right, this might be a good spot. And then I'm like, oh, let me try one of those stupid alcohols that the guys from the hunting public do. And I did, dude. I had a turkey behind me, probably 50 yards, gobbled right back. I was like, oh shit. So he must have been in a tree already and must have shot gobbled him or something. And I was like, damn, I guess I'm gonna be turkey hunting now. And sure enough, I tried it out, shot my first turkey right out back here. That was wild too, because I have no idea, right? I only see what I see on TV,
Yo,
and the mouth call thing. I can do calls now. Like I feel like I'm okay.
I can't. I can't. I cannot use a mouth call at all.
No, I usually use a slate call, but I can yelp. I can't be doing like all the like Dave Owens stuff. I can't be doing all that stuff.
Okay.
But I went out there, tried it, and probably like the third day I tried, man, I was able to shoot one, and then I got hooked on that instantly, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do turkey hunting. It's my new thing now. So the last 2 years, man, tag out on turkeys. But this year, they were giving me the runaround. I don't know if they learned what was going on, but
They had your
and then
number.
yeah, they did, dude. And I was so close a couple times. But the funniest part was so here, I don't know how it is in Michigan, but here in Maryland, it's like April 18th is opening day. So April 18th through May 10th, it's only from, sunrise to noon. And then May 10th through May 30th is you can evening hunt. It's all day hunt. You can evening hunt too. And
Okay.
So I forgot about the evening hunt, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go try to roost a bird real quick for tomorrow morning. And I'm walking down, and I'm already down this hill, and I'm like, oh, I should have brought my gun. It's evening hunt. I'm like, it's okay. I'll just roost them, and then cause I kind of know where they roost at, but they've been quiet lately or down here. So I just wanted to go see if I can roost one or see one from afar. I was sitting there, and sure enough, dude, one walks in 20 yards away from me, all quiet. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Just sitting there. I didn't have a gun or nothing, so I just watched him for a good 10 minutes, and then he went off. And that was my turkey hunting season this year.
All right. That's cool. That's hey, just been out in the woods, man. Can't beat that. You know what I mean?
No, dude, yeah, and I wasn't even mad about it. I learned a lot of stuff. I thought I was on my high horse, like, oh, look at me. I was able to tag out pretty early the last 2 years. But then again, I am on private. It's easier, I guess. Um, I did take the helper I was telling you about that's going to be an
Yep.
electrician.
Yep.
I told myself I did spot some private out probably earlier this year, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try a turkey on here. And I was going one day, and then he said, "Hey, can I go with you tomorrow to a turkey hunt? I've never been." And I'm like, "Sure, I want to take him. He's 18 now." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take you. If you get your first turkey, and it would make me feel good." We get there, we're the first ones here at the spot. A couple other hunters show up, and they're like, "Hey, where are you going?" I was like, "I have no idea. The first time here. You guys, I'll just go the opposite direction you guys are going." I was like, "All right." So one away from where they're going, and I picked a spot. I said, I think this looks like a good spot. We'll sit here, we'll wait for the sun to come up, and just listen and see if you hear any waking up. And sure enough, a tree right above us, one was hammering, dude. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta get down. So we sat there, waited, did some light calling, and this was a picture perfect morning, mind you. This bird comes straight down, 25 yards in front of us. I'm like, all right, dude, you ready? He's like, yeah. He shoots, totally misses the turkey, and turkey runs off. I was he was pretty upset. I was like, damn, that's the closest I gotten to a turkey all year. Picture perfect. I said, I hope like this doesn't happen this easy all the time. But he's still kicking himself in the ass. I don't know what happened. I think he got scared or something. But
Oh, that's all right. That'll happen. That happens on
yeah,
big jobs, right?
oh yeah,
Um, so how's the season shaping up, man? What do you've been seeing some velvet?
yeah, dude. I probably a couple weeks ago, I was out in the woods. I was just chilling out there. I like to walk and just see some stuff. And I was changing batteries out in one of my trail cameras. And it was getting kind of dark. I was like, well, I'll sit here and just see what comes out in these fields. And sure enough, not too far, probably like 50 yards away, where I think they are bedding. This buck comes out, and he's already like pretty spread out. Um, right now I got bucks that are just popping out, not looking too crazy. But this guy looks like he's gonna be a monster, big body buck. He was already kind of out past his years, and he wasn't even beginning to grow. Um, anything else. He just had kind of like his mains coming out. He's going to be a big deer. I haven't seen him in any of my cameras yet, but I sat and watched him for 20 minutes, and then it was getting dark. I was like, well, I don't want to move and spook him. But then he kind of saw me, and then he, circled around me for a minute, and then smelt me, and then took off. But that's basically all I've done so far. I haven't really been able to get out and do anything. I don't know. Do you do any like mock scrapes and stuff like that? Are you a big mock scrape guy?
Yeah, actually, I'm a big fan of mock scrapes. I use Deer Hunter Synthetics.
Yeah.
So it's a two-part system of you spray, there's branch catalyst for the branch, and then there's like some synthetic urine you pour down in there. And dude, I put some I made a mock scrape. I don't know if you spend on my Instagram or not. There's a rope scrape, and I had does in there checking it out within 35 minutes after I
Wow.
made it.
So, what time of year are you going out and laying them out?
Anytime, dude, right now. Now's the time. Get them out
Yeah.
there, let the deer start. You'll get some does starting to come to them, and then the bucks will start coming later on. But yeah, you might even get bucks right now. But anytime, I mean, now's the time. You can get them now, or even in the fall. But now is when I would be getting it out, get a camera on it, and see what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it done early, man, because bad timing, but me and my wife are having another baby. I think I might have said that, but the baby right now is due October 6th.
Oh,
So
you're
my
screwed,
wife's
buddy.
like,
You're done.
yeah, yeah.
You better get it done early.
My wife is like, yeah. So you got a short amount of time to get it done. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm gonna be really out here. I was gonna give it some time. I'll go out here, um, and just see what I can find. But yeah, I was like, let me try something. People say mock scrapes don't work. This is from what I hear around here. And then I'm
Yo,
like, well, I've never tried it, and I like to try things. I like to do things on my own and see what works and what doesn't work.
I mean, I
Like
don't
they
think
say,
it's like the magic button by any means, but
right? What I guess what could it hurt? I guess.
exactly. It's not hurting anything, that's for sure.
Um, it's funny because like I'm on Facebook, Maryland bow hunters and stuff, and you hear these guys talk like it'd be like it was shit. It was probably in the '90s when I shot that buck. But they're like, "Oh, deer don't move when it's hot." Yeah, they do. They still move. This is from what I'm seeing with my own eyes, and like I told you before, I realized that it's probably bad that I'm always in this section of woods. Like I'm always in here. Now I'm not in here as much as I used to be. Now that I've learned that I probably shouldn't be. Um, it didn't seem to really bother them that I was in the woods all the time. Maybe they got used to me, but I don't know. So I try to stay out of it. But I think I wanna try to do a mock scrape this year and see what happens. But I like learning from my mistakes.
Well, speaking of there, I'll show you this. Ada, so my camera's off, so this would be there's one on the mock scrape right now. On one of my
Yeah,
mock
well,
scrapes. Right there. So they
that is
work. They work.
so you got a rope hanging out there? Is that what you're
That
saying?
one is not. No, that's on a branch. That one's just on a branch. So
Okay.
ropes are so. I think. I mean, they're not as like I guess like people say in like Illinois and shit like that. Like you can ropes are great. Just spray it on the branch too. Like that's just on a branch. I have a rope scrape and I have a branch scrape on the
Yeah,
backside of the farm right now.
gotcha.
So
All right.
that one's just a branch scrape.
I'm gonna
But
try
yeah,
it out, dude. I know I have some big guys in here. I have trail camera pictures of a couple of them that I now like I can physically know that, oh, that's him, this is him. Like they're still alive. So I'm hoping they start coming through the cameras and I can make sure they're still alive here. Um, Last year, like the last 2 days of the season, they all were gathered back together again, walking through the fields on the opposite side of where I was hunting. Um, so I know they're alive still, unless they got hit by a car or something. But I got a one big six. He's really big. Um, Looks like a lobster claw on each side. And I know
okay.
it's him because he's got a weird limp to him. He's had it for the last 2 years. So that's one deer I'd really like to get. But there's some big deer here.
Heck yeah. Well, that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to following along with this fall and seeing. Well, not this fall because you're not going to be hunting,
Right.
but this
Oh,
September.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see.
You'll
Again,
make it out. You're just not gonna hunt nearly if I've got two kids. I get it. Mine are gotten older now, so I can get out more. And I
yeah.
got a wife that grew up with a crazy psycho hunting dad, so she already knows like what's
Oh,
going
yeah,
on.
that's right. Yeah,
I
I've
got it. I
heard you
got it.
say that.
I got it made. I am blessed in so many ways with that because she's
Yeah,
like, I give her 9 months, she gives me three, baby. Let's go.
yeah, that's
But
awesome. Yeah, I heard that in all your other podcasts. I'm like, the man's got it. My wife she don't complain, but I'm out there every day. Then yeah, she's like, all right,
yeah.
can you do
Well,
something around here?
I'm not out there every day, but yeah, when I'm home, I'm present. When I'm gone, I'm gone. And it seems to work for us. So, but yeah, man,
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you coming on tonight. Anything else you want to chat about or anything?
Nah,
I've been do-
I mean, I appreciate you having me on here. I just like talking to people like hunting stuff. I mean, a lot of my friends aren't big hunters. I have one that is. We talk, but it's cool to go in here and talk to people and just get in this community, I guess you could say.
Heck
Um,
yeah, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you
yeah.
coming on. We this was fun, man. This hour went quick, dude.
No, this was an
It went
hour.
yeah, we've been talking for an hour, dude.
That's
Or
crazy.
just about.
That's one thing I like about your podcast. It kind of came on randomly, like on a mowing grass, and listening to you and all your episodes. It's just like laid back, hanging out,
Yeah,
talking.
that's all this is. It's Deer Camp, man. This is the Deer Camp podcast. It's Deer Camp. You're not coming here to get technical advice on pretty much anything. You're gonna get some good stories though.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's kind of what I got, man. Like I said, I'm no one special. This is probably gonna be my 5th year, really like learning and getting it done. I try to take, information from everyone. But nowadays you got all these guys, they're all commercialized, like it's the best way I can
yes.
explain it. And like I started like this, I started my little YouTube thing, and I only did that because I don't want to be like, oh, look at me, I think I'm this
Yeah.
guy, because I don't have shit. I don't know a lot of shit yet. But I'm trying. There's so many times I'm in the woods and crazy shit happens. I'm like, dude, I wish I had a camera.
Mm-hmm.
But after pulling the camera out and stuff, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I need to not be filming as trying to worry about the filming and worried about the hunting. So
Yep.
so that's where I'm at now. I'll do little snippets or whatever, but I try to find the community of people that are trying to like get into it, I guess, and just learn from there. So kind of listen to these commercialized guys telling you need to do this, you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to get out there and just see what happens.
There's always more than one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, is what they say.
That's
So,
right, man. That is right. But
well,
yeah, I
heck yeah,
appreciate
man.
you
I
having me on
appreciate you
here.
coming on. What if anybody wants to follow along with you, man? What's your YouTube? What's your Instagram? All that good stuff.
So my Instagram is hunting with Siege. Um and then I think my YouTube is the same thing, hunting with Siege. It's it used to be a screen name of mine. I forget, skating with Siege or something like that, and I just changed it to hunting instead. And around here people call it hunting instead of hunting.
Okay,
So
hunting. Going
that's how
hunting.
I thought. Yeah, we always talk about hunting. I guess it's the Baltimore accent. I don't know. But saying hunting with the T is kind of hard to do. So,
Well, heck
I
yeah,
just try
man.
to keep it. Yeah, man. I appreciate having me on here.
Hell
Look
yeah,
forward
we'll
to
do it
having you
again,
this
man. This was
season.
fun. This was a good dude. This was a good talk, man. We'll do it again for sure.
Yeah,
Maybe after you shoot one this fall, we'll get do another one and talk about it.
let's do it. Next time we'll talk about the hog hunt. I totally forgot about that.
That's right. You did go on a hog hunt. We will definitely save that for next time, man.
Yeah, dude.
I totally forgot about that, man. That's how my brain works lately. But right on, brother.
That's all good.
We'll talk soon, dude.
All right, brother. Good luck. I'll freak out you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Habitat Podcast. We really do appreciate you guys coming back every week to get this awesome Habitat content. And we would appreciate it if you went to iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. That helps us continue to grow and trend in the right direction, attract new listeners, and help us provide better content in the future. Guys, we have a website full of resources. We have a blog on the website. We have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all linked up at habitatpodcast.com. Our land plan services, merchandise, decals, hats, t-shirts, and I give away a free 5-inch decal to anyone who leaves us a review on Apple iTunes. Really appreciate it. I want to thank our partners, Downburst Cedars, Vitalize Seed Company, Morse Nursery, Packer Max Cultipackers, Stealth Outdoors, First Light Latitude Outdoors, United Country Midwest Lifestyle Properties. Thanks again, guys. We'll be back next week with another great episode of the Habitat Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.